Wagwan.
How
First
is
one
it going?
in. Hilaroses.
Hey, y'all. How's it going, Hills?
How we doings?
Oh, we have some more people. Stephen, Nigel. How is everyone? How is everyone on this lovely? It's Friday. We've made it through another week.
The best photographer on Instagram for frags.
Booyah.
Yeah, boy. How we doing, Nige?
Scott, how are we? How are you, mate? How are you?
I'm good. It's been quite a relaxing week. So, as you know, started a new role, and it's been quite relaxing. What about you?
Oh, that's quite nice to hear, isn't it? It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's got a new job, and yeah, it's easy. Yeah, it's not. It's been pretty much a standard week, really. Like I actually had today off. It's my birthday on Sunday, so I thought I'd start
Birthday boy.
birthday. Yeah, so I thought I'd start the weekend a bit early. So I had today off. Went for a nice walk in the sunshine because it was nice and sunny today. So it's a good start to the week. That's pretty much all you can do at the minute, though. Really, isn't it? It's just go for a walk. Like there's nothing you can do. Like I'd like to be able to go out and do something, but yeah, like
Have you had any early birthday presents?
I got some slippers. I really needed some new slippers, and I asked for some. So I'm like, yeah, I got some slippers.
Besides love.
Besides some love. Some love. Yeah, like I really needed some new slippers, so I got some new slippers because I really wanted them, and that really kind of shows you my where I am in life. That for my birthday, I asked for some slippers.
A little treat.
Yeah, why not? Keeps my feet warm, mate. Keeps my feet warm. I can't stand my feet being cold. So,
Kevin,
they're not.
Thanks for joining us, mate. Just before we go into it, we've got a fragrance quiz that we're going to do, but we're going to do it different. We're going to do it on the app called Kahoot.
Ooh.
So if you have Kahoot and you want to get involved, download the app, and it's going to be fastest finger first, and this will define the actual fastest finger first rather than us choosing from the comments. So yeah, if you want to get involved, download the Kahoot app.
You'll know what to do.
Yeah, and when we get to it, you just need to put your pin in that we'll give you, and you'll get involved.
Get involved, baby.
I think it's maximum 10 players, so whoever's the first 10 to get in, get on that sheet. Nigel, so the role is the same what I'm doing now, but just more of a side company. So yeah, still a manager. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Something fresh, something new, which is good. So Anthony, what have you been wearing?
Hang on, I think my stream thing's messing up.
Can see you fine. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear us in the comments?
I can't hear anything.
Drop us in the comments.
I can't hear anything.
Hello? Is anybody there?
All right, if you can hear me, I can't hear anything. I'm going to go out and go back in again because I can't hear a thing. So, hang on.
So Anthony's having a few technical issues at the minute, so he will be back in a second. So, you can hear us. Great stuff. So, what have I been wearing this week? So I got a big haul from Perfume Parlor, and that had a Nasamato Pardon in there. I had a bit of Dolce & Gabbana The King, which was really nice. It was surprised me actually. And then I got a few other vanilla ones from Perfume Parlor, which I thought were going to be good, but wasn't as good as I thought it would be. There was one that was nice, and I think Barry mentioned it in one of his last videos, and it was called Golden Musk.
Golden Musk.
Yeah, musk, and it was very nice, very nice.
I've got one I'm excited for is and it makes me laugh every time. It's just because I'm really childish, but Bean Tasty.
Oh, bit of bean.
Bean Tasty is the Fève Delicious
Oh yeah.
interpretation. But yeah, every time that I first saw it just made me laugh because I'm a child at heart, really. But yeah, I'm back in. Everything's working now. Everything's
Working fine, yeah?
Fine.
All good in the hood.
Yes.
Chris, thanks for
How's it
joining us,
going?
mate. You may turn up in our quiz in one of the
Oh.
questions.
Mm.
I've took a wild guess as to what it is, but I think I'm 95% correct. But yeah,
It's
we're
not-
doing it via we're doing it via Kahoot. So as I said earlier, if people want to join in when we do it, by all means, join in.
Yes. Get involved. Get involved. Have some fun.
So, what have you been spritzing?
Me, I've been all over the place really this week, and it's kind of like I think anyone that's been kind of like following our Instagram will kind of know what we've been kind of like wearing over the past couple of weeks, because we've been taking quite a lot of pictures of it, if I'm being honest. Yeah, and it makes me reach for stuff that I've not been reaching for a long time, actually, because it's like you kind of forget like what you've got in there in your collection, because you've got so many, and it's just it makes you reach for other things, rather because you don't just want to be kind of like taking pictures of the same thing over and over again. But yeah, so I've been kind of like all over the place really, but I haven't worn it in a while. But the other day I wore the Bentley for Men Azure, and I've not worn it for ages, and I forgot how much I love it. It's really bloody nice, really nice. So I've been kind of like just kind of now and again just rocking that, like, or like even if I'm wearing something else, I'll put that on the back of my hand, because I'm just kind of like really enjoying the scent, really, like, rather than just kind of like having it all over me. Just a good that'll do.
Hillary likes a good bean.
Love a good bean. I mean, I can't help it. I hear the word bean, and I don't think of baked beans, put it that way.
Flicking beans on my neck. Yeah, don't worry, you'll know it when it comes up. I think majority of people will know the answer. Heather, thanks for joining us. Yeah, we've been sort of focusing a bit more on our Instagram, haven't we, over the last week or two?
Yeah, we've not really dropped any really any videos really on YouTube well, since your Proxima one, which was a week or two ago.
Yeah,
and obviously we did the live of the Snyder trailer review. But yeah, we've kind of been like just thinking about kind of what different pictures we can take, and how we can adapt our style for kind of like Instagram as well. So it's been fun, really, hasn't it? Just
it's made me use my camera more. So I've spent all that money on the camera, and normally it would just sit there waiting for me to do YouTube videos. So it's made me sort of get the camera out more and use a lot of the stuff that I've spent the cash on.
It's been fun. It's been I've really been enjoying it, just kind of like just messing around with different like different props and different backgrounds, and some of them, like, you spend God knows how long setting up a picture. You take the picture and you never even use it. Like it's just been fun, just kind of like testing the waters and just kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't, and whether or not it's worth posting and all those kind of things. So yeah, I suppose you don't really appreciate, especially when you kind of like get all the props out and you sort all the settings on your camera and stuff like that.
I'll show you my prop. This was one of my props from one of the photos. So I had this, which is a lid to a box. And I just propped it up against another box, and it just made it look like a bit of a tunnel.
There you go.
And made it look a bit fancy.
Yeah, it's amazing, like the little things that you've got around your house that are useful for just like little props that look completely different from a different angle and different perspective. But yeah, you kind of like, you don't really kind of sit there and appreciate the time it takes to create even just such a simple picture.
Yeah.
Especially because you're doing it all inside as well. You've not got the use of any like natural lighting. All your lighting has to be done kind of like artificially and set up correctly and all that kind of stuff. And it does take a while. Whereas, if you're outside or something like that, it's much easier because you've got all the natural light. Yes, you can kind of like put it in different places and things like that. But yeah, it's been eye-opening, really. Kind of like, just like those, like you can kind of see it for like studio like promo that companies use just for a fragrance. Literally just looks like it's on a glass tabletop, and you kind of go, well, yeah, it's just a picture of a fragrance but on a glass tabletop, but it's not just as simple as that. No. It kind of makes you appreciate it from a different perspective, which is nice.
Exactly. And I think the light boxes really helped with me. Get some nice different backgrounds and a bit more focused on the lighting and stuff like that. So really good with the creative side. So we're gonna have a lot more on the Instagram. So if you don't follow us on the gram, go over and give us a cheeky follow.
Yeah, go and click that follow button.
Yeah,
check it out.
Definitely. So lots of good beanage going on here. The elusive bean.
Fantastic beanage.
Les beans. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So what you've been watching? What you've been wearing? I've even talked about what you've been wearing.
Well, I went over it a little bit. It was obviously some of the stuff that's on Instagram. The perfume parlor haul came.
Yeah.
So I just had a few bits from that I went over a moment ago, and that's it really. Just the stuff on Insta. So some of it I've been going back to some like the old stuff, like the ultraviolet.
Yeah, man. That was a wicked shot, by the way. That was a wicked shot.
I had a load of dust on that one. It was that hidden at the back of the shelf, and
I've been finding that where you kind of like thinking, I just need to kind of like have a look to see what I can take pictures of, and it's like stuff that you've not touched for months and months and months, and you take it. Because like I said, I've got mine all in the boxes and stuff. You take the box out and you go, Jesus, it's like, and there's just dust everywhere. It's you forget how many you've got, and the fact that you just don't touch them for God knows how long because you've just like found a new favorite or something.
I'm finding my girls love raspberry and vanilla.
Oh, they got good taste. They got good taste, mate.
Yeah. So Sienna this morning, she's like, "Can I have a spray of one of your aftershaves?" I'm like, "No." And then she spots the raspberry and vanilla, because it smells like sweets.
Yeah.
She's like, "Can I have a little bit on my uniform?" All right, then you can have a little cheeky spray.
Yeah, I've got whenever I put anything on, and the boys are around, Grayson will always be kind of like, "Can I smell?" And he'll just call and walk up, and no matter what it is, he'll go, But he really reacts to two really. Rich One Addictive, because he thinks it smells like chocolate. He just says it smells like chocolate. And the other one is Hendon from Rosa Salas. For some reason, he loves both of them. So yeah, whenever I'm going there, he's always kind of like pointing to it, going, "That one, Daddy, that one." But yeah, so otherwise I'd just be burning through those two. Like if it were down to him, they're the only two that I'd wear.
Oh, and I've been trying some of. So Barry sent me some Middle Eastern samples. So, testing them out. There's one that's really I really like. I could smell it coming out of the envelope. So yeah, it's one of the Cadladges ones.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that the classic one?
Yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And yeah, Stephen's camera.
That guy is a miracle worker. He's a miracle worker, because when you think that the composition of those pictures, like sometimes it's literally just that with darkness around it, and it still looks absolutely stunning. Like, he's a miracle worker, and he's very humble about it. When you talk to him,
sometimes looking at him, like, Is
How?
that even real?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Is it
sometimes it looks
CGI?
like it's Sometimes it looks like it's just been pulled out of somewhere and placed in the middle of a screen. But it's he's extremely humble about it.
Yeah, the
And
sharpness is like,
he need not be. He could brag all day long and for very good reason. But he's very humble about it. And but yeah, I think everyone is in agreement that when you look at his pictures, they're all just stunning. They're all really and not just that, they're really quite inspiring as well,
yeah,
because like when you see a shot that nice and something that looks very simple, you kind of go, right, I want to try and do something like that. I want to try and replicate it some way or adapt it or something like that.
yeah.
So yeah, it's they're really quite inspiring to kind of like look at and think that's what I want to kind of try out and see if I can get as good as that. But yeah, some of his shots are incredible.
I like
Really good.
the water effects that he's currently
Yeah,
doing.
yeah. That one with was it the chronic he had? Was it the latest picture? One of his latest pictures, I think. I need to have a look. I need to have a look now, so
Yeah,
I'll find out. But
I think yeah,
one of it, the John Varvatos one, the Dark Rebel one, was insane. Yeah, I think it's the chronic, that one.
yeah.
Yeah, but the one that I found most like just gorgeous recently, and it's like it's literally just that, it's just that, but it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The
I think
lighting's
it's
on
just all like
point, everything.
the
Yeah,
lighting, the exposure.
everything. Yeah, really good. So if you haven't already started following him, go follow. Prime
Yeah,
Photography 1976. He's commenting. He's commenting. So
I've said to him he needs to start getting some tutorial videos on YouTube.
he could
I'd
start a
definitely watch
following.
that.
He could start a following of that.
Big following for it. Yeah, so stunning photography. Fully agree. Most professional I see on Insta. 100%.
Stephen, you saying one shot was that you literally did that Dark Rebel one in one shot?
Gangster.
You're flexing that, aren't you? Yeah, it's one shot, baby.
Nigel, watch the infamous old live of Gwyneth Paltrow of you guys today. Still have me cracking up.
You know what? I watched that long ago, maybe like last month or sometime, just to because we time stamped it. I think we posted it ages ago. I was going back through a load of our posts, and we time stamped it. And it was like an hour in, so we went straight to an hour in. We're talking about, my God, that was funny. That was funny.
It was one of them best lives where we were just like couldn't stop laughing at all. Yeah, it was. I'd probably say that was one of my favorite lives we did.
Well, I was looking back because I was kind of like thinking with this year going. I mean, we're almost at the end of February, for God's sake. Like it's gone like instantly. We were 2 months down. I was thinking kind of like, where are we in terms of how long we've been running the live for? Like I was thinking like, surely we're coming up to like, because we started it in lockdown. Lockdown happened in March. I'm like, but then it happened towards the end of March. So I was thinking, right, we've got like a month or two before we reach kind of like a year in, and we started in May. I didn't think that we started that late. It felt like it was a lot earlier than that. But so yeah, we've got 3 more months until kind of like we hit the year anniversary. So because I was thinking in my head, we need to do something for the year, a year's special live. And kind of like just invite people in and just have a good time and just talk about kind of like past videos and the last year and stuff like that, how we're still alive. But yeah, it's that I've watched that not long ago, and it's just one of those moments where you couldn't write it. You just couldn't write it.
I had oh, hang on, I missed it up here. Nige put something on about the Middle Eastern.
Oh yeah, I've got them here. There you go. The Middle Eastern frags smell different to each other. In the past, have a lot of similar. I found that they look like, with the color of the juice. A lot of them are really dark looking juices, and you kind of almost kind of instantly think, oh, they're all going to smell the same. But the ones that I've come across don't at all. They're all very, very different.
I think there'd be a good few Nige that I think you would absolutely love. Yeah, I think when you think Middle Eastern, I think you have a perception of what you think like.
You think everything's just going to be
strong.
oud, yeah. You think everything's just going to be like really overpowered with oud, and it's not that at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, look at that shiaka for an example. Like that is Middle Eastern in every sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing like you would expect it to smell.
No.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to rock that in summer, to be fair.
Yeah, it's worth a try, mate. Definitely worth a try.
And the other thing about them is the majority of them are cheap as chips. Like the most expensive one that I've come across really is like 40 quid for 100 mil. The rest of them, I mean, usually you can get them like less than 20 quid, which is ridiculous. Like all those Latafas, like the amount of times that I've watched a video of Barry doing kind of like Middle Eastern hauls and stuff like that, and he's he's reeling off all these Latafas and all this kind of stuff, and they're all just they're so cheap.
Yeah,
they're
and
so unbelievably cheap. Yeah, they really do.
Strong.
They are. I mean, they're obviously not everyone's cup of tea. They're not. They can't. I mean, not everything can't be everyone's cup of tea. But for the price that you pay, you don't mind. Like if you don't like it, you don't really mind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like if you're paying like 15 quid for 100 mil, and you kind of go, it's okay, but I can't really see me reaching for it. So it's only 15 quid. You're not spending. It's not like you're spending 75 quid or or anything like that. So, yeah, it's always worth a pop, just for morbid curiosity than anything.
Yeah. Catty, thanks for joining us.
Catty, how's it going? I feel like I've not spoken with how long has it been since we've done one of these?
A good few weeks.
Yeah, it feels like we've not said hello to everyone for so long.
Yeah. But it's good to when you do the live and you're chatting up with people. It's really good catching up with everyone. Yeah. Cool. Hang on. I can't move my arrow because I've not got my mouse plugged in, so I'm having to use the fingerboard to click around. So, Anthony, the birthday boy.
Well, not till Sunday. Not till Sunday.
Right. So, should we do the quiz now?
I mean, we can do. Do you not want to get into what you've been watching? Have you been watching anything?
Oh, yeah. Let's do some watching. So, this actually on Amazon Prime, I went into some oldies. I went for the 48 Hours, Eddie Murphy.
Mate, what a movie. What a movie that is.
Awesome movie. Because I saw that both of them were on there and I thought, I've not watched that for like donkeys.
Oh, my God. I haven't seen that in ages.
And I forgot how actually good it is. Nick Nolte's great in it. And there was like loads of people who had recognised from films that I didn't realise was in that film.
I love doing that when you watch something and there's like loads of people in it that you wouldn't have noticed like years ago. They're just people. And I love it when that happens. Even
if it's not like big time actors, or it's just people who just sort of cameo in films now and then. So you've got there was a guy who's in Predator, who's part of the Predator team. He's in it as one of the bad guys. So I was watching that. I watched the new Superman series, the first episode. Really enjoyed that. Really surprised me.
I've not watched that. I saw some when I was looking on YouTube. It was kind of like I think it was on Joe Blow movie trailer page, and it kind of like showed you just like the start of it. Just like the opening of it, which it looked pretty decent, to be fair. So I think I'll probably go back in. I've never really had I haven't got a bad word to say, but I've kind of really got on with like the CW portrayals of the superheroes. Like I really liked Flash, Arrow, Supergirl to an extent. So I think I'll give it a go. Yes. Yes.
Double impact in the house.
Black silk underwear.
Yeah. Big surprise.
Huge surprise.
Yeah.
What a movie. What a movie. What else? Have you been watching anything else?
What else? There was some. I can't remember. I've just been flashing through them this week. I can't remember. It'll come to me in a bit.
So over the last couple of months, I have not mentioned it on the live just because of what it is, kind of like, it's just kind of been like throwaway, like whenever I've had like nothing to do or there's something I'm doing and I'll have it on in the background or something. I've been watching The American Office.
Oh yeah.
Just because I find it's really quite childish humor. But I found myself getting more and more into it. I finished it now. Like there's 9 seasons of it, but the episodes are like 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long. So it doesn't take you long to kind of get through it. And I was surprised at how good it all was. Like by the end, like it's really, really childish humor, really, really silly, but it's got a lot of heart in it. Like at the end, like I found myself kind of like tearing up because it's really quite emotional. And they ended it really, really well. But yeah, like I blasted through that over the last kind of like couple of months. I've very almost finished this bad boy. Very nearly almost finished it. I'm on the last season now, so I think I've got like half the season left to go. And then me and Caroline started watching this morning this. Oh, you can't see it because of the comment. Hang on a second. It's the vanishing at the Cecil Hotel thing. So it was kind of like, I've noticed it over social media a lot.
Is that where she was found in the water tower?
That's a nice little spoiler there. Yeah. yeah. I didn't know. It's only a 4-part episode, but it's basically about this girl that kind of like goes missing. I think it must be a known thing. I mean, it's a true story, so it obviously is a known thing. But yeah, she kind of like goes missing, and you do find out that she gets found. But that's like two episodes in, you find that she gets found. Yeah. And then the last 2 episodes, I'm guessing they kind of go into who it was that put her there, how she got there or stuff like that. But we didn't get into that. So we've still got the last 2 episodes of that to watch. But a lot of people have been kind of like going on about it quite a lot. And I didn't realize that if anyone's seen like American Horror Story, the season of American Horror Story Hotel is based upon that hotel.
All right.
Because when we started watching it this morning, like it goes into kind of like the lobby of the hotel, and I'm like looking at it going, this looks really bloody familiar, like really familiar. Like, how do I know this? This is the first time I've seen this. And then I kind of like, it clicked on me, and then I kind of like did a quick search. I was like, yeah, that's what it's based on. So that's pretty cool. And then this evening I caught up with this week's WandaVision, and let me tell you, mate. I know that you're kind of like, you're not that bothered about it and stuff like that, but it just gets better. It just gets better, honestly.
Let's crack on with it.
Yeah, well, you need to kind of you know what's gone on with like Endgame and stuff like that. So as long as you're there, I think you only really kind of have to watch it up to Infinity War to kind of know what's happening between them. So I think you should watch it and give it a go. It's definitely one for like, if you're very invested in comics, you're gonna love it. Like if you are a comic book nerd, you are going to love it because it's just cram-packed of kind of like Easter eggs and stuff like that. It's like a comic nerd's wet dream. It really is. But this latest episode is really, really good, and the last episode's going to be, I can just tell the last episode's going to be absolute fire. So there's a lot of mystery in the season. Like it like purposefully kind of like makes you kind of question what's going on and think, oh, is this happening here? And this is the episode in the season that every kind of like series has, that are a lot of mysteries where all the pieces of the puzzle kind of slot in together. And this is kind of like rounded off and saying like every piece of the puzzle has fallen into place now, and then the last episode is basically what we need to, we just like observe how good it's going to be now that we understand everything. We know why everything is there, who is doing what, why they're doing it. So it's kind of like really rounded off. And I think the last episode is going to be like all out like chaos. So if anyone's not watched it and was on the fence about it, seriously, watch it, because some of the episodes are only like half an hour long as well, so it's not going to take you long to get through it, and there's only 9 episodes in the season, so it really won't take you long. Like next week the last episode is going to air, so you could even binge it. You could probably do it in a day easily.
I might add it to my list. Oh, I've
Mate,
just remembered one. I can't remember. I think it was called Ghost Stories. And it's like a British comedy of where.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're sort of in a house, all these different couples, and then they're all telling their own like different stories and stuff like that. And I think I just had it as like background film, and then I was watching it. I was like, oh, this is quite good actually. Quite a good comedy, horror comedy.
Nige thinks we all need to, us boys need to do a live together at some point. Absolutely. You name the time. Name the time, mate. Be down for that.
Absolutely. Tony.
T-Dog. Or T-Bone even. Sorry, T-Bone. We've even got tea cakes.
Tea cakes.
Tea cakes.
H cakes.
Partial to a tea cake.
Oh, yes. Cool. So should we do the Kahootie?
Yeah, so for those that some people have just known that there's more people in now than there were before. We've got the quiz this week, but we've kind of set it up through Kahoot, so it would be a good chance for anyone to kind of get involved, rather than us kind of saying, "Oh, we got this, we saw this one first." It's a good chance for kind of like us to just do it this way. So if you've got a device free, and you will fancy playing, then please do. We'd like for you to get involved. So it's going to be a fragrance quiz. So hopefully everyone will be down for it. So Nick's going to put all the details up. If you don't know what Kahoot is, by the way, it's basically just a quiz app, really, and we will host the questions on screen, and then you get a chance to answer the questions on a different device. So it's a way for people to literally play the same quiz all around the world if need be, as we're trying to do right now. So
so we'll give you a pin, and you just need to download the app, and then you put the pin in the app, and then the questions will pop up, and it'll be the fastest finger first, and you'll get the points. So let me share my screen. So it's a fragrance quiz. Right, so that's the pin. So if you want to enter the pin, if we don't get anyone come on, then we'll just do it reading it out. But we thought it would be cool doing it through Kahoot. So this pin up here, this is the pin that you've got to put in Kahoot. And then it will start it off. It will start it. Oh, there's tea cakes.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Tony's in the house. We'll give it a minute or two, see if any of us come in. So yeah, just to reiterate, all you need to do is input the pin, and then we will host the quiz. Fastest finger first. Can you see the screen, Ant?
Yeah, man. Everything's coming through fine. Everything's coming through just fine, baby.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got cakes.
Cakes as well.
Here we go.
Tea cakes and cakes. No.
Can we get another cake in the house?
Can we get baby cakes in there? And baby cakes. You just don't know.
So yeah, remember, all you need to do is just download the app, which is Kahoot.
It's worth mentioning, if you're watching us on your phone right now, you will obviously need to do this on a different device.
Yeah, because you'll need to see the question.
You'll need to see the questions. So if you haven't got access to a different device, then obviously you're probably not going to be able to take part. But if you're watching this on your computer and you've got your phone free, download it on your phone. If you're watching this on your phone and you've got an iPad or a tablet free, download it on that. Get involved. Let's do this, baby.
Oh,
Nice.
Nige is
Yes, we've
in.
got some
Nige is
more.
in. He's involved.
Let's
Wicked.
do this, boys and girls.
We'll just give it another minute or so, and then it could be that it's Nige, Catty, and Tony against each other. So we've got 20 fragrance questions. So these can be varied from multiple choice to true or false. And remember, the quicker you answer the question, the faster, the more points that you will get.
Because there were multiple people that might get the right answer. So whoever answers it fastest will. Oh, we've lost cakes.
We'll give her wait for it to come back, shall we?
We'll give it a couple of minutes. We're not
We'll
going
give it a
anywhere.
sec, and then we'll wait for Catty to come back. Here she is.
There she is. Whilst
Right,
while we're letting people get in, Nick,
Yeah.
just give it a couple more minutes. What have you got planned for this week in terms of watchage? Are you watching anything this week? Have you got anything in the pipelines? Have you got anything?
I will catch up on the Superman if another episode comes out. I think Capone has just hit Netflix.
And the Tom Hardy one.
Yeah, I never watched it. I know it's not the gangster, and it's all about the end of his life, so it's not too adventurous. But yeah, probably.
I've heard mixed reviews of it so far. Like
Yeah.
I've heard that it's just not. It's just not. It's probably not worth Tom Hardy's time. I've seen so.
Yeah. Nigel's been on the old porn of the hub. Catty, let us know when you're back, and then we'll get ready to go. What about you, mate?
Well, I'll be finishing WandaVision next Friday, which I'm pretty amped for. Probably going to get in a couple bit more Lost and stuff like that. But Disney Plus have added a new section, if you want to call it that. That's kind of like got a load more kind of like 15, 18, like I would say adult movies, but not adult, not porn.
Oh, yeah, top shelf.
Yeah, more like adult movies and stuff like that. And there's loads of stuff that's been added. So I might just start going through that. Like I've seen like all the diehards are in there and stuff like that. So it might be good just to kind of like go in and kind of watch maybe a few diehards and stuff. And yeah, there's lots of selection on there. So I might take an opportunity to have a look and see what's what.
Very nice.
Episode 1 was quite graphic. What? Oh, he's talking about Pornhub. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Brutal. Right, Catty, give us a thumbs up if you're ready to go, and we'll get cracking.
Oh, there's two. She's back in. There's two of her. Got cakes and cakes. Don't worry, it's nowhere near as bad as some of them. It's nowhere near as bad as some of the fragrance quiz we've done. Like that snapshot fragrance quiz was probably like one of the most torturous ones.
You'll have options to choose from.
Yeah, there's multiple choice. It is multiple choice.
But it's just a case of you being quicker than everyone else. Right.
Let's just do it.
Here we go.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure one will disappear.
Yeah, one will vanish.
Unless someone's trying to.
Unless there's another cakes. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Here we go.
Are we ready? Let's go. So I'll read the question out just at the same time. Question 1 of 20. What is Aaron Terence Hughes' latest review on? Is it Roger Dove Enigma, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Oh Intense, Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Mal, or Britney Spears Fantasy?
So you got
B.
We've got one answer in. 2 answers in. Oh,
well done, everyone. We got 100% success rate on that.
So everyone got it. So let's see who was fastest.
Shows you a podium shot.
Oh,
Ooh.
Tony. Tony was
E-
the fastest.
Everyone was quite close to each other
They
there,
were
though.
very
so,
close.
yeah.
Right, okay, next one.
Next one. Question 2. Which celebrity fragrance has a fragrance called Fairy Dust? Is it Jennifer Lopez, Rihanna, Katy Perry, or Paris Hilton? Bri, I've noticed you've just popped in the chat. If you wanted to get involved in this, mate, the Kahoot pin is down at the bottom. You'll be a couple behind, but if you wanted to get involved, get involved. Yes, the answer was Paris Hilton. We got one wrong. Someone went with Katy Perry. Let's find out who it was. Oh, it was
Candy's jumped up.
Nige. It was Nige. Unfortunate, Nige. Unfortunate, but good chat. Good go. Good go. Look at Tony's still on top.
Here we go. Ready for next one.
Question 3. Jean-Paul Gaultier hosted which TV show? Was it Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Euro Trash, Blue Peter, or You've Been Framed? Oh, no answers yet. People are deciding. Oh, what was it? Oh, one more to go. Oh, someone went for You've Been Framed. Let's find out who. Oh, it was Catty.
Oh,
We
look.
got Tony. Tony's on fire. He's on a streak.
Tony's on a streak. Here we go. Next one.
True or false? Michael Jackson's favorite fragrance is Tom Ford Black Orchid. True or false? Oh, I don't know. It was true.
It was true.
It was true. No one got it right.
Oh.
It was true.
Scores on the doors the same.
I wouldn't take him for a Black Orchid, kind of.
We got another true or false.
True or false? The pick I posted today on the Instagram was from the brand Tommy Hilfiger. Oh. People quickly checking on Instagram, I can see here. That's correct.
Absolutely.
The brand was?
It was Ultraviolet from Paco Rabanne.
Paco Rabanne.
Looks like Nigel and Catty are going to sort of be battling it out.
Looks like Tony's kind of like...
Unless Tony takes a big dip.
Pocket Sense version of Viking is called Man in the Mirror, Iron Brew, Blood Axe, Who's Wood. Oh. I'm going to have to take these headphones out. There we go. Yes. Blood Axe it is.
Yeah.
I wish you would release a fragrance called Iron Brew. Dupe Homme was released in what year? 1991, 89, 1992, or 88? Oh, Catty, you don't know what Iron Brew is? Please tell me you know what Iron Brew is.
It's a very nice drink.
I was like, I could live with it. I think I got Iron Brew in my veins.
Oh, no one got it.
Right.
Clicked all the other ones but that one.
It's a difficult 1989. It's a difficult one. Difficult one, that one.
I was surprised by how old it was.
Yeah. It's older than me.
Yeah. Right. Scores on the doors.
Tea Cakes is still the highest. Nick's favourite note is vanilla. True or false? Ooh.
Was this Catty Perfumaholic energy drink? How are we doing? True.
True. Yeah, you all know Nick. Absolutely true.
Oh, Nigel's getting quick with them fingers. Look, he's getting up there with the points.
You don't get Iron Brew here. Yeah, I appreciate it. Obviously, you're not from the UK, but I thought they might have branched outside of the UK. Obviously, that's my mistake.
Remember, the quicker you answer the question, the more points you get.
So get that trigger finger ready. True or false? Gucci's first fragrance was for men. True or false? Gucci, Gucci, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. It was false.
Yeah.
Gucci's first fragrance was for women. Was marketed
Yes, marketed.
for women.
Let's see how much that changes.
Oh,
Oh,
Nigel!
Nigel just took over.
He's gone and done it.
He's ruined.
He started off at
Tony's
the
streak.
bottom. Started at the bottom. We started from the bottom. Now we're here. Look at him. He's taking over.
He is taking over. Right. Can
Started
he hold it?
the whole team. But what the year did Versace's first fragrance release? 1990, 1985, 1982, or 1981? Yep, B, I agree. It's good Tara isn't here. She would answer before the times even started with how fast her fingers are. Filth.
Oh, only one of them got it.
Oh, who was it? Who was it? Oh,
Oh, Nigel.
right. He's taking that lead.
He's stormed it all.
Progressed that lead even further.
Tony's fuming.
Absolutely
He's just throwing cake across the room.
I hope he didn't throw his cake at Bex. Which car company did Oliver Cresp work for? Olivier Cresp.
No, create for.
Create for, sorry. Ferrari, Bentley, Mercedes, or Jaguar.
Oh, so we got two.
Mercedes.
Let's see how much this changes.
Oh, Tony's
Tony's
fuming.
dropped.
Tony is fuming. Oh, fuck, I'm stupid game.
He has had a drop kick.
Oh, Tony, don't worry, T-Dog. You still got like 8 more questions. Still time to turn it around.
There's plenty of time. Don't worry.
Still time to turn it around. Don't worry.
There we
You're
go.
not out of this. You're not out of this yet.
Next one.
True or false? Angel Share perfumer is a Benoist Lapuaza.
Oh,
Someone got it wrong.
there we go. Let's have a look. Oh, Catty's jumped up.
Catty's jumped up. She's on it.
Shit.
Oh gosh, it's so up. Look, but everyone's on 11,000. Like it's literally hundreds in it rather than thousands. So,
Right,
this is going to be a close call. It's going to be a close call. I feel like I'm sweating. Which fragrance reviewer announced they have a fragrance in the works? Smurfy Girl, Curly Scents, Curly Fragrance, or Frags to Riches? Which one? Curly Scents. You got it wrong. Curly Fragrance. They were close.
Andrea, I think she put a little bottle up saying she'd been working on something today. She's been working on something for a year, I think she mentioned. So let's see how that impacts the scores. Oh,
look, he went from the top.
T-Dog is jumping up.
But Nige, how the mighty have fallen.
That streak has gone.
Oh, no. Question 14. Which creed came first? Aventus Silver Mountain Water, Aventus Cologne, or Green Irish Tweed? Catty did go Super Saiyan. Can imagine if you just sat there like, someone got it wrong. Someone said Silver Mountain Water. Ooh.
So yeah, it was Green Irish Tweed, 1985. Green Irish Tweed came out. Here we go.
Just a little bit older than Duke Bomb. Oh, Nigel's got back up.
Nigel's ready to rumble.
He's telling us he ain't out of this game. He ain't out of this by a long shot.
Is Catty now going to storm it?
Catty is on a streak of 4 here. Can she make it 5?
Here
Tony is saying his MacBook just got smashed up.
Smash it up.
True or false? Smash it up, mash it up. Zahara signature Paul Hom released in 2019. True or false? It's 2 years ago. God, 2019 is 2 years ago already. No pressure at all, my dear. No pressure at all. Oh, false. It was actually released in 2018. So only one person got it right. What does that make? What does that do to the scores?
Oh,
the top.
Nigel's.
And we have profanity everywhere. Shit, fuck.
Fuck shit. Right.
So Nigel's within the space of 2 questions, literally gone from the bottom to the top.
Here we go.
Tony's got a bit of work to do here. Tony's got a bit of work to do with these last 5 questions.
Fastest finger first, remember.
Bitter orange is distilled oil of neroli. True. Someone got it wrong. Who got it wrong? Oh.
Keeps flicking, doesn't it? Keeps flicking.
The tension is palpable.
Right, here we go.
My heart is beating. What frag company did I first review?
What frag company did Anthony first review for his
Was it
first
Ralph
ever
Chanel channel, Pocket Sense, or Perfume Parlor? Chanel.
Who got this one? Oh, it's Catty.
Yes, it was. My first review was a fragrance battle, actually. It was Chanel Allure Homme Sport, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, and Bleu de Chanel, and I ranked them. That's my very first fragrance review type video.
So we've got 3 more left. Can Catty hold it? Is Tony staying at the bottom, or is Nige taking control? Quickest finger, go.
Fragmental's favourite note is tobacco. True or false?
I don't actually know this 100%, but I guessed it. So it has to go off my answer.
Still waiting for an answer. True. It's absolutely true. I think he's very, very open about the fact that his favourite note is tobacco. I think that and leather.
Let's see how much this has changed, because remember, it's fastest
finger. It's not changed it at all. Catty has got a storming lead. Potentially winnable.
Here we go.
So she's got 3,000 point lead, so she needs everyone to if how many flankers including the alien? Huh?
So how many flankers, including alien, including the men's, is there? No one
No
got that
one
one.
got that right. I think that's
29.
I think that's worked in Cathy's favour. I think if she gets this wrong
There could
and
be a jump.
Nigel gets it right, I think he may just pip her to the post.
Here we go.
But I'm not entirely sure. He needs 2,500. Le Mans was Francis Kirkjohn's first release. His fastest finger first. You got to get in there quick. It was true. There's only one person who got it right.
Who was it?
Was it Nige? Tony? Oh, Nigel with 11. Oh, Nigel came third.
Oh,
Cakes. It was Tony that got it right.
Tony dipped it.
And
Cathy, look, there we go. Celebrations.
Cathy is your winner with 18,000. Quite a compelling win there, Cathy. So you got 13 out of the 20 questions correct. So well done, you. We have a new champion. We have a
new
quiz
champion.
Well
Wow.
done, Cathy.
Well done. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I think
That
we
was
can,
good.
I think we'll do this
Yeah.
going forward.
What we'll probably do going forward, because basically I did that inside like 20 minutes before we were going live. Bastards and bitches. Nigel, you did work hard on that one, to be fair, mate. But you got pipped at the last hurdle.
Mate, this is the thing. It's fastest finger. You've got to be confident in your choices.
Yeah. So yeah, this was quite a rush job. So next time, I think you can add like pictures.
We can get some you can add in videos, you can add in pictures. So we'll kind of like change it up. Might have a mixture of both fragrance and movie. Some you can I think you can get like sound bites and videos and stuff like that from YouTube and stuff like that. So we can bring in kind of like loads of different stuff. So it should be quite interesting. But from reading the comments, that people quite like that. So
yeah, cool.
Well done, Cathy. Well done, you.
Well done, Cathy. Because I know sometimes the other ones are a bit tough. So yeah, we thought we'd sort of blend it a little bit this week. And did you have one?
No.
For the movies?
No, I thought we'd just see how this one would go. And then, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. You know what? The idea came from work this week. So we used it at work, and it was more of a tool to see where people are with the learning. And I thought, yeah, this would be cool for our live. So yeah, we'll probably start using this for quite a few of our quizzes. And yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. I quite enjoyed that.
Cool. Right, what's the next topic, Anthony?
Well, the a bit of if get my words out. This week a new trailer dropped for a game a movie, that's inspired by a game that had been kind of like adapted before into many movies that had been. The first one was really good, the second one was god awful, and has also been adapted into a YouTube mini series as well, which I've not watched but I've heard is pretty good, which was but the movie in question is Mortal Kombat. So Nick, did you watch it?
I did indeed. I had some expectations for it. It was, yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad that they've gone the R route, where the fatalities and the fighting's going to look brutal. Unsure yet on some of the looks. So I think Kano doesn't look too great at the minute.
I'm not too sure why. I think later on in the movie he's going to become a little bit more kind of like Kano-esque, I would assume, because
Yeah,
he doesn't really. He just looks like a guy with an eye.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's no metal around it. There's nothing. There's nothing there. He doesn't, other than the fact that he's Australian. Like it could be anyone.
And I felt like Liu Kang looked a bit like Ryu in Street Fighter.
I got that vibe from
He
it.
had the red bandana and stuff, and I thought
Yeah, I got that vibe.
he looked like him. I think it was him in the sunset as he's walking. But yeah, I thought was that Ryu popping in.
Yeah, it did have it did have that kind of that kind of vibe to it. Um, but I think like other than that, other than those two, I think that a lot of the other characters were looked very very strong.
Yeah,
In terms of the aesthetic, in terms of what they're going for. Obviously, two main players in there. You got Scorpion and Sub-Zero looking absolutely beastie. Sub-Zero just looks insane. And some of the action in that trailer was just
it was great.
off the charts, mate. It's Donnie Yen who's Sub-Zero, isn't it?
No, it's not Donnie. It's Joe Taslim.
Oh, it's Joe Taslim. That's the one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
from the
yes.
raid.
For some reason, I thought it was Donnie Yen. Yeah. So you know that the action in it is going to be.
Yeah,
It's just going to be insane. Yeah, and there's a one shot in it that was just I kept on replaying over and over again. I think you know what it is. It's where Sub-Zero cuts. It looks like he's fighting Scorpion.
Yeah,
he
he
cuts
is, yeah.
him, and there's a splat of blood that comes off him, and he freezes it midair and uses it to stab him again with it. It just looks like it's going to be so much fun.
I wasn't expecting Goro to be in it. I thought they would have took him out. So when I saw him, I was like, yes.
But I don't. I think a lot of the characters that are going to be in it, especially like Goro and stuff like that, I don't think they're going to be big roles. I think that it's going to be like when you get to the tournament, you're going to probably see like montages of different fights, and I think he's probably going to be one of those characters that are going to be as part of a smaller. You just see him fighting a little bit. He might die, but I don't think that it's going to be. That it's going to focus a lot on those type of characters. I think it's going to choose you kind of like your main characters, and then it's going to go with them, and the rest other characters that would kind of like nod to them as part of like some fighting that you look on and stuff like that. And they might get some cool fatalities in there because of that. Some of the fatalities I can't wait for, because there's one shot in it where it looks like Jax is about to smash someone's head apart. So it goes in slow motion. It's going through a montage of him, and he's jumping up.
Yeah, he's going like
that, and it looks like he's just going to go and pop someone's head, which looks. It's the story sounds terrible. The story sounds god awful, but it's nothing. I wasn't expecting anything else. The dialogue in it is terrible. Even from the trailer, the dialogue is terrible. It's just like, oh, that's a birthmark. What do you mean he's had it since he was born? Well, yes, that's exactly what a birthmark is. Like some of the stuff in it, it sounds silly and cheesy, but you don't watch it for the story. You watch it for the character portrayals, and you watch it for the fights. And it's James Wan that's done this, isn't it? I think
I had some involvement, yeah.
You know it's going to be there because his action, his level of detail and kind of action scenes is definitely up there. So I'm just and it's not too long before it comes out. It's April, I think, is a release.
It's soon.
So
BC,
how's it going? Yeah, so there's it's a lot to look forward to.
The main guy, Nigel, I just saw your message. The maximum people is 10 that you can have on the quiz. The guy who's playing the main guy with the birthmark, people keep saying, oh, that may be Johnny Cage, but I think he will be some relation to either Scorpion or Sub-Zero, and he will be like a son that's, I think it will be more Scorpion. So you know where you see him at the start and he's fighting them 3 people. I think Sub-Zero will come in, fuck him up, which will then turn him into Scorpion, and then his family will vanish, and he will be like a son or a lost relative to Scorpion.
I'll be interested to see if they portray Reptile in this one, because Reptile's always been like in the games. Reptile was always kind of like one of my favorite characters.
I didn't
Um,
know if he was at the end.
I didn't
Some
notice.
like sort of reptilian character that Kano busts the heart. So I didn't
Oh,
know.
maybe,
I didn't know if
maybe. I
that
was
was
I was mainly
him and
looking at
sort of
Kano
reptile
during
form.
that bit. So, but yeah, like Reptile was always one of my favorite characters. Like he had the aesthetic of Scorpion and Sub Zero, but it was just I loved like Reptile's fatalities. I enjoyed playing with him as a character better than anyone else, other than Sub Zero, of course. Sub Zero is always the best one to play as, and just because of how much fun you can have freezing people and then but yeah, it's cool.
I saw a trailer. I don't know why it's just come on my head for a new TV series that's coming out called Debris, and it looks really good. It's got the. Did you watch Kingdom?
No, I've
No.
not watched it
So
yet.
if
No.
you've watched Kingdom, there's a character called Jay. His real name's Jonathan Tucker, and he's in this TV show. He looks a bit like Rob Patrick T1000. But yeah, this new TV show called Debris is about stuff is falling from the sky, falling from space, and it's like material. And when people touch it, it catapults them to another area, and they die, or they'll just randomly start floating, and people can't stop this floating. And it looks like a bit creepy, a bit weird. You don't
Mm,
know what's going on, and people want to sort of pay money for this debris. So I think if people get a piece of it and it's all tied up, it's worth like millions.
mm.
So yeah, that looks really interesting. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. And another weird one that I started watching, but I don't know if I'll carry it on, is Resident Alien on Sky, and that's about a grey alien's crash landed, and when people go to talk to it, they see a human
Right.
instead of a grey alien, and then he's trying to adjust to human life. So they don't actually see him as a grey alien; they see him as a human, and he's doing stupid shit because he's getting used to doing
Mm.
using a phone and drinking and what have you.
Like
Um,
first contact kind of playfulness.
yeah. So I don't know if it's comedy or whether it'll be serious. I only started watching like half an hour of it,
Mm.
but I thought it was a bit of a weird concept.
But yeah, there's quite a few things that are on the horizon. Really, obviously, the Mortal Kombat is just one of them, and we spoke briefly a couple of nights ago about the Snyder Cut trailer, which we're obviously very excited for. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the horizon there. So we're rather looking forward to that. One question though I've seen a couple of 29
Bingo.
bingo.
Two and
That's weird.
nine.
That's weird. I was actually going to ask a question about for people to give me a number, so this might have been reading my mind there. I've seen quite a few people over the last couple of weeks post about overall fragrance collections. What? What?
See
What?
what?
What are all these numbers about? I don't understand. Anyway, about fragrance collections, and about people saying like what is considered too many or what is considered too little. So I'd just be interested to know like what everyone else's opinion is about it. To be fair, like is a fragrance collection for a fragrance reviewer ever really complete? Can you ever have too many? Can you not have enough?
Do you know what I've got in my pocket? So my youngest daughter likes to make hammer beads at school. And I had that in my jeans. I was like, what the hell was this? Yeah, she makes hammer beads every day. So I've got about 50 somewhere.
Catty, if you forget what you have, then it's too many. That's a good way of thinking about it.
I think
What's a Joey Cannoli thing? I'm so confused.
I think it's you know, when there's so many people showing on the live, but not a lot of them talk. So I think Joey asks people to do something in the comments. Like if it's like 69 and loads of people go 69, 69, 69 to see who's in the chat.
Oh, I see. I see.
You gets me?
I see now.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so for me, I think the problem is you want to keep trying more and more new fragrances. But then do you then decrease what you've got to get the new fragrances just so that you've not got too many? I keep going through phases where I really reduce it down to just what I love rather than just keep stuff where I think, yeah, no, I'm not going to spray that once in a blue moon, so might as well get rid of it because I'm not leaning towards having it. So, but then I'll then build up and then get another sort of not big collection, but quite a lot where they're not getting used. So, but I'd probably say I'm in the phase of I'd want to strip out what I don't use.
Yeah.
And just keep what I do actually spray and not keep it as a sort of collector's item.
Yeah, 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 because I mean, I've got quite a lot. I mean, a lot of them are cheapies, so like I'm not really that bothered about them if I'm being honest. But I've got quite a lot that I just don't use, and it might just be because I've not used them because of the weather, and it feels like we've had like bad weather for such a long time. So like you're not really kind of like using your like really light ones or things that you would usually wear in summer and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like having a think about like just getting rid of quite a lot of the ones that I'm just nowhere, like I just don't know how I'm never going to reach for them. Like just looking at them going like I can't remember the last time I wore that because I can't really remember what it smells like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you look at it and you can't remember what it smells like, you've not worn it for a very long time. So yeah, I'm kind of like in the process now where I'm just like I feel like I might just get rid of a load.
Yeah.
Just because I'm never gonna wear them, but I know that obviously the opinion of it can change depending on who you're talking to. Like some people like I've seen like posts where people are saying like as a reviewer your collection's never complete. Like some people have got like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and they're happy to still say that it's not enough because I don't have them all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I just got rid of about 10. I've just over 50 left. Don't know how many I have. I don't want to count. Yeah. Tony dove in headfirst in the Middle Eastern market.
And that's the other thing about like cheaper fragrances, especially like Middle Eastern stuff. Like you could spend £100 and get like almost 10 fragrances. I mean, maybe not 10, but you can get like close to like 5 or 6 fragrances for £100 for Middle Eastern, and they're all like 100ml bottles that you're never gonna get through. Like unless you decant it and sell it, you're never gonna get through that bottle. So it's kind of like it's the question of whether or not it's worth getting a full bottle and smashing, increasing your collection even more, or do you just go through and say, all right, I'll get a decant of this or I'll get a sample of that, like, or do having like full collections matter? If it's a collector's thing, if you're doing it rather for, I'm a fragrance collector rather than a fragrance reviewer, then I can understand why people might say, yeah, I want more and I want to continue growing that collection because it's a collection. But I don't think a lot of people kind of like identify themselves as fragrance collectors.
I think I do the same as Catty, where I'll get the samples. So I'll purchase samples to test. I'm not a big blind buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get in phases of where I want to find a really good gourmand. So I'll probably go online and look at YouTube videos to find what are people saying are some of the best gourmands, and then I'll go out and find samples for lots of different gourmands to see,
Mm.
right, okay, which one do I think is the best and could potentially be bottle worthy. And I've done that with a few other sort of notes that I like. So I'll
Yeah.
look for fragrances that fit in that note and get samples and see which one takes my fancy.
Yeah. It's a sensible thing to do, especially if you're not, wanting to kind of like fill shelves of fragrances and stuff like that. But yeah, I suppose it really, like I said, it depends on what it is that you're trying to do. If you want to have a huge collection, then yeah, of course, you're never going to say that enough is enough.
Yeah.
But it's just, I suppose, having it and not using it, I suppose, is the downside of it, isn't it? Because it's like you buy it for a reason. You buy it because you want to wear it. And if you've got, let's say, 300 plus fragrances, or maybe even like, let's say 500 fragrances, some people it's not at all hard to believe that people would have 500 fragrances. Like, if you got 500 fragrances, you could wear a different one every day and still not go through it in a year.
Yeah.
And that's, and the reality is, it's kind of like, is it worth it? Is it worth having all of those, especially if you're only doing it from a reviewing perspective rather than a collecting perspective? Because realistically, you probably only need about a 10 ml bottle for a review if you wanted to get a decent wearing out of it. 10 ml, you could have a really good, decent wear out of it to understand how it works and performs and give a good kind of like analysis of it. So, do you really need all of this extra? Because if you're continuously reviewing other stuff as well, like it is like something you are constantly doing, you're never going to go. There's an argument to say you're never going to go back to it because you're always wearing new stuff that you're reviewing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, well, what do you do with that then? But it's just interesting to get different people's opinions on it, because, like I said, of the post that I'm seeing, there was a lot of kind of like, there was a lot of opinions basically saying, no, I want more. I always want more.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, there was a lot of people saying, no, I kind of like, keep like 10 at a time, and then I'll change my mind about them, and whatever I've got left, I'll either sell or I'll buy some new stuff and I'll give it away or whatever. But yeah, it's just interesting to understand the mindset around it. Blind buying is a plus for me. It's definitely not a sensible way to do it, but I do quite like a good blind buy.
I rarely sell anything, as I like to keep for reference. At some point, I run out of space.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you've got a use for them, fair enough. But I think if a lot of people are honest, like, they'll, because in the job of reviewing stuff, you may have to refer to stuff and go back if you've got a use for them. But if you're just using them just to literally just fill out a shelf, like, are you? I suppose it's just a collector's state of mind, maybe. I don't know. Like, if you're a collector, you want it just because you don't have it, or you want to fill out that collection. You may not necessarily have a need or a use for it. You just want it because it's, like, you've got, let's say, like, I don't know, like 50 odd flankers of Lamal, or however many there is. Like, a collector's mindset would be, I need them all. A reviewer's mindset might be, I only want the best ones because I've reviewed them all, and half of them or 3/4 of them aren't worth having. You know what I mean? So I suppose it really depends on your mindset of what you want them for.
I'm sure I was reading earlier that Francis Kirkjean did Antonio Banderas' Blue Seduction.
Did he?
I believe so. I'm sure I saw it when I was looking up earlier. So I was having a look at some of the fragrances he's done in the past. I'm sure it was him that did it. I could be wrong.
We've got Brian. That's the thing. If you get a lot of new stuff in, it's just a shame to let it sit on the shelf. Perfume is a luxury. We don't need any of them, but people want nice things. I understand collectors, but I don't care for it. Just like people who collect whole line / brands. I've yet to find one line that I want all of. So Nigel's saying he's making a really conscious effort on new purchases that I either have to love or don't bother. Tony, would you say you're a collector now, Chris? And Chris's response is yes. YouTube has turned him into a collector. I buy what I like and usually blind swap instead. All mares get the cut and I get to discover something unknown without regrets. Nice way of looking at it. Could live with 40 fragrances. Answer yes, I would be happy. Yes, it's YouTube for me that tilts the scales. Yeah, because you dive into a lot of people going, yeah, I've got this, I've got that, and you kind of just go, yeah, that sounds like a bit of me.
Jav, thanks for joining us, mate.
How's it going, dude? And then Cathy said I'd be happy with 10 realistically. But yeah, and I suppose but your kind of mindset around fragrances, Cathy, is that you want to buy a bottle to finish it. Like you are and you've mentioned it quite a few times that you're very much the type of person that if you want a bottle, you kind of want to. It's like you said, it's a consumable. You want to get the most out of it. You want to empty that bottle. So if that's the case, you don't need that many fragrances to be able to do that because technically you're making whatever it is you're purchasing a potential signature scent.
Yeah.
For a certain period of time. I mean, you could buy a bottle and blast through it in 6 months if that's the only thing that you're wearing.
So earlier in the quiz, we mentioned that Curly Scents Andrea's looking to or is in the process of creating a fragrance. What type of fragrance do you think that she's going to make?
Sexy one.
Sexy one.
I don't know. Maybe like she's a massive. Like you were speaking of Blue Seduction. There, she's a huge lover of that. So is she specified whether it's going to be male, female marketed, or is it?
No, nothing. I think it was just a little.
Imagine it's probably going to be unisex thing. I reckon that she's going to be quite a summery kind of citrusy type deal because of how much she loves that. Maybe she'll kind of like take that as kind of a inspiration.
Do you think
I can't imagine it'll be like. I don't imagine it'll be like a heavy one. I don't think it's going to be like a heavy gourmand or anything like that.
Do you think it'll be a big brand or someone quiet that she's working with?
Don't know. If she's been working on it a year, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how long these things take. Not a clue.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what she comes out with.
Yeah, Brian's asked the same thing. Will it be a Navitus thing?
Oh,
Potentially could be a Navitus thing.
Could be.
Yeah,
because to be fair, they haven't come out with anything from a female perspective for the Navitus.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that does come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very conscious when I purchase country's currency shit and very expensive. I'd love to collect Rogers though. Yeah, wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all, mate? Like I'm not spending that kind of money. Maybe one day. Tony, I may have a fragrance being made, but it's just for me. Sorry about that. I beg your pardon. What's all that about?
Tell us more, Tony. Tell us more. We want to hear about this.
You can't just drop that in there and just be like, "Right, see you later, guys. Bye." What kind of? What's that all about?
I'm having a fragrance made, but it's just for me. No.
No.
Yeah.
Let's spill the beans.
Let us know what's going on in. Eugene's making a fragrance. Brian, how far is he into it? Or is he just sort of discussing the early stages of it? I hope Chris gets to do one in the future. I know the ATH one could be
Smolder
coming.
is on the horizon. It sounds like they've got a plan though. It sounds like they've got a plan. So
Yeah, because I think when he tested that very first one, he was in love with that sort of first batch that he'd smelt. But I think regardless of whether he does it with Aaron or not, I'd be interested to see what he comes out with, especially with him being a big fan of tobacco. I think it's weird because I've been a bit hesitant with tobacco, but then once I've sort of explored a bit more, I think I sort of based tobacco on one fragrance that I didn't like.
Tobacco, yeah, I know what you mean. Like you smell tobacco vanille, and it's quite a really harsh tobacco to start off with. Well, I get that quite harsh in a way. A lot of people seem to disagree with me, but it kind of puts you off it, and then you try other things, and you kind of go, actually, that's just one fragrance. You kind of need to be a little bit open minded about it. No, T-Bone. Come on.
We've screenshotted the answer, so you can't get away with it now.
Spill the beans. Do we need Aventus clones? Cidre Boisé, Mont Blanc Explorer, Pineapple Sauvage. Granted, not all exactly the same, but do the same kind of job, one on the same occasion.
I'd say absolutely. Absolutely.
I knew you would say yes.
I feel they are all different in their own right, especially Cidre and Sense of Peace. I think they've got their own little. They take their own little direction. I feel Cidre for me has no relation to Aventus. Yeah, it's got a sort of citrusy, but I feel there's
I don't get Aventus from it.
I don't get it at all. And all of them work really well for me. And it's not like Mont Blanc and Aventus where it is very close. I feel Scent of Peace and Cidre, boys, they are very different compared to everything else.
Yeah, and then you've got like really expensive like clones of it as well. So you kind of like got I say clones, but interpretations. So you got like Nishane Hachivat. A lot of people say that is pretty much Aventus because of the strong pineapple opening. I think Brian's even put in there Orion by the name eludes me now, but Orion. Yes, that's the one. Is near enough identical to it as well. So you've not just got kind of like cheaper kind of clones for it, like Explorer, that is a lot more accessible to the masses. But you do have like really, really kind of like high end clones of it as well. So yeah, like is it necessary? I mean, it's a lovable DNA. If I'm being honest about it, like it's worked for so long for a reason because people love it. Now, can everyone afford Aventus? No. No, everyone can't afford Aventus. So if people are going to go out and buy stuff like Mont Blanc Explorer, even Mancera, like it's not exactly cheap, but it's not expensive. Like it's a lot more accessible than Creed. And you can get really good deals on it at times. Like you can, like on Latino, you can bag a 120ml bottle of Cidre Boisé for like a good deal, like 60, 70 quid, which is really, really good. Mont Blanc, you can get really, really cheap as well. So like, do we need them? Maybe not. Are they more accessible to the masses? Absolutely. So
Mancera, the Cidre is.
And it's to me that's not an Aventus clone. Like I don't understand because like some people like saying it's Aventus. I'm like, it's really not.
Yeah,
it's really not. Like Mont Blanc Explorer absolutely is. It's just the only difference is the pineapple and the bergamot. Like that's the only difference. The rest of it is absolutely bob on.
Tony, I know which one or what you're talking about. There was one I was looking at a long time ago. I think I even messaged Clara Smurfy girl about it because she went on one, and I think it's a place in London that does it. And you can go in.
I think Brian's even said it on here. He said, "Is that the Maison 21 thing?" And Tony has said, "Yes, yes, it is." Yeah, so that's cool though. If you want to make something just for yourself, and you know it's gonna kind of like be different than everything else, then you're not gonna be selling it or anything like that. It's cool just to have something that's just yours.
I think Brian's put the Orion is nearly identical. I've not tried the Orion one yet, so I'll be interested to see how much close it is to Aventus. That's always been one I've not tried yet. Because see, I do really like Cedrus, so I'd be intrigued to see if I do like Orion.
Same occasion. How many choices do we need for one occasion? What do you mean, mate? Sorry.
I think he means if you've got all these sort of variations of Aventus, would you use them all for the same occasion? How many choices do you need?
Okay. So maybe I've misinterpreted the question then. I don't think you need them all. I don't think you need them all at all. If you've got one, then great. Like, the point that I was making is that the reason that the other companies have made them for a bit cheaper to get more accessible to the mass market is because they've created or they've copied the DNA that works so well for a much cheaper price. So if those that can't afford Creed, they can get like Mont Blanc Explorer or something like that, but then they don't need the rest of them. So you don't need Explorer and all the other things that are the same as it, as well as probably Aventus. Like you don't need it. You only need one, really, right? In my opinion, anyway. You don't need them all, especially if you're going for that kind of DNA. I don't know if that's the DNA you're looking for, specifically that DNA. You don't need them all.
You get quite a lot of people, they talk about the batches. So I want that sort of smoky Aventus. I want that fruity
but then you
Aventus.
find that specific batch, don't you? Like, unless you say I want all different batches of Aventus, but not Aventus, then fair enough. Go for a fruitier one. Go for a smokier one. Do what you want. But if you're looking for that DNA on that DNA only, like the main DNA, then just get one of them. Like you don't need them all, right? The one does the job. And that one is Explorer. In my opinion.
One, I just sold Orion yesterday. Cedra is here to stay. Hell yeah. Why did you sell it?
Yeah, no, you blasted through that bottle that you had. You got through it. But yeah, I like it. It's very nice. Black Knight is now my fave Aventus. Have they done another one? Has he done another one, Tony?
What's that one?
It's Rosa Salas. I think.
Oh, right.
I think. But hasn't he already got? He's already got a Aventus one, right?
So really, my collection is for work and leisure at home. How much should I be spending?
As much as you want. Like, and this is the thing. Like when people say I don't go out, because I've seen a lot of people say this as well. Like I don't go out much, so do I thin it down? Like my response to that is you spend more time at work than anywhere else. So like, why are you? It's not that, but it's like people would like say, oh yeah, I'll get it for going out. Specifically going out, but you spend more time at work than anywhere else. So like, don't you want to put more time and spend a little bit more money for something that you're going to be using more?
I think what you got to think about is Are you buying fragrances for you, or are you buying it for YouTube to review and that you may like them? So I think it's a case of buy the fragrance for you rather than for YouTube. If you've got a so if you're doing YouTube very seriously, then yeah, fair enough. Keep going to buy the new releases, buy what is the it thing of the moment. But for me personally, purchase what you like. Um, and I think I'd be bankrupt if I bought everything that was the in thing to review on YouTube.
Yeah,
And that's why I
you
sample
just
stuff.
can't sustain it. Yeah, just
Yeah.
can't sustain it. So Nigel said, I hear a lot of people talking about CGI doesn't appear on many lists, the same as Bentley for men only appears on cheapy lists, but never on the main list. And yes, that was the point. Do we need them? Yeah, I think it is kind of one of those unsung heroes, really. That C-Trap Brosse, really, because what you on the, I'm not going to say all because quite clearly not all, but on the whole, the majority, I think, of people that smell it do like it. And it's kind of one of those that just flies under the radar until that you talk about it, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, of course, yeah, it's amazing." So yeah, I'm not too sure why it goes under the radar a bit.
Cedra was my number one. One of my most complimented. In the office, Cedra was an absolute monster compliment getter. And I think it was just the fact that it wasn't a familiar smell.
Mm.
It wasn't like your sort of 1 millions and your Savage. It was something completely different.
I
And it
remember when I fell
just
in love
really
with
worked for me.
Explorer. I didn't know about the niche houses of Ventus or anything. Here, it's not popular. Yeah, for me, Explorer does the job. Like, it just does the job. What are you talking about there, Tony?
I think it's on about that Aventus one, the Black Knight.
Ah, right. He has number one, but this is different class. Okay. Oh, two people have just said the exact same thing. So, Brian, I bought the new Hermes purely for review. Tony, I just got the new Hermes just for YouTube. Hermes.
Yeah, so that's where your sort of choice is in terms of spending your money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where me personally, you need to decide whether you're buying things for YouTube or whether you're buying it because you actually like it.
Yeah, and then you decide to review it as well.
Yeah, so there's no right or wrong.
No, of course not.
It's you do what is for you.
Just whilst we've got the opportunity and they're both in here, I just want to point out that if you've not seen it yet, or if we're watching this live back and you're not, there was a very good live stream with Tony from Fredicted and Brian from Nose about their Instagram content and how to grow your Instagram channel. So if you are watching this back, or if you're in the watching it now and you are in the you have an appetite to grow your Instagram channel, go and watch it because they've got some really good hints and tips, and it was a really worthwhile watch with some good discussion back and forth. So go and have a look.
I think it's that good balance, isn't it, of both the YouTube and Insta. Of this is how I approach this is how I approach that. So yeah, definitely go give it a watch.
Catty, your office is a perfume-free zone. Oof.
Definitely sack that place off.
No.
Had to give this anyway.
My favorite designer had to give this shit away. Exactly. But am I going to spend £165 on Angel Share for work? Yes, I like it a lot, but it's used for its price. Totally silly for me. Yeah, I'm happy with it because I like the smell. Yeah, it's not a practical purchase. Well, the argument is there though, Nigel, that it is a practical purchase because you're probably going to use that quite a lot, aren't you?
I think take price out of it. If you like it or love it, wear it regardless of where and when. That's the whole point of you.
Because Nigel, you've alluded to it quite a few times that you don't purchase things for compliments. You're past that point now where you're not kind of like banging something on to get someone to kind of say, "Oh, you smell nice." You're definitely doing it for you. And if you like Angel Share, which you absolutely do, and fair play, and if you want to spend £165 on it like you did, then there's no one to say that that's the right or wrong thing, or say it's not a practical purchase. It's practical for you because you know that you're going to wear that in multiple occasions. All right. Yeah. Unless you did just purchase it for the review. Watch at your own risk. You might want to quit Instagram afterwards. Some shade. Brian,
bitch.
Quit your job, Catty. I can work from home, sneaking quite perfumes and at times anyways. You rebel. You absolute rebel without a cause. I just ordered my home office desk. I'm never going back to work. Mate, I'm working from home now for, well, literally within a month's time, it would have been a year now. I can't ever imagine going back into work now.
So this here is my wife's desk downstairs. Yeah, and mine is upstairs in the bedroom where I've got a desk up there as well.
Yeah, is that your office upstairs in the bedroom?
Yeah, I've been banished to the bedroom. So yeah,
no, I'm quite lucky with my house. Like I've got this small room that I've just converted into an office. Like I've got no need for it. So like I'm not like in the bedroom or in the dining room or anything like that. I'm quite lucky that I've got a separate space for it.
I had my jab this week. Actually.
Yes, you've had your first COVID vaccination.
I did this. It was very organised. The place I went to, and then you just had to sort of sit 15 minutes after just to check that you've not had any sort of side effects from it, and then you was like, there you go, free to go off.
Yeah, because Caroline, she works for the NHS. She had hers quite a while ago, and she like the day after she got a little bit poorly, but other than that, she was fine. I don't
know. I've been all right. Just a little ache in the shoulder.
In the arm. Yeah,
that's it. Completely fine.
Oh my god, a load of comments have just come through for me, like all at once. Unpopular opinion, people often spend more on 6 cheapies they don't use when they find an expensive one. Yeah. yeah. Here he's just followed that up. I see a lot on YouTube, people buying like 8 clones because the OG is too expensive when they've probably then gone and spend far more than the actual original anyway.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend on 1 Zerjoff than 7 designers. Yeah. And it's everyone's choice, obviously, but I'd rather like buy once, 3 months maybe. Yeah, and I think that like because I've only really been doing this kind of like a year now, really. It's kind of like been in it a year, and I found myself like, and even a year still quite early into it, but I found myself at the start just like wanting to buy like everything. Like I'm just going buy. Now I'm now at the point where I'm just like, no, I don't need it. I really don't need it. If I wanted to review all the stuff that I've got more than enough for content for God knows how long. I just don't I don't need it now, and I feel like I've like the appeal of just buying everything just because now has kind of gone, which is I think is my bank is telling me that's a good thing. But I think I'm in agreement now where it would just be kind of like maybe once every couple of months I might look at buying something, or not even that long, maybe just get through quite a lot of what I've already got. because I just don't need that many. Like, I really don't.
I think I've used some of my cash to sort of go towards like my camera and stuff, rather than I could have spent loads of money on fragrances, but instead I bought like light box, a light, and little other things to support that. Where I could have gone, right, okay, let me get a load of cheapies, and I'd probably have about 15, 20.
What I don't get is people buying 2 or 3 clones and going and buying the original. What's the point? Yeah. Unless it's for comparison. Oh, there you go. Unless it's purely for comparison review purposes, people seem to have a harder time shelling out 100 and shelling out 5 times 50.
I'd probably say also it's like the Nishane fragrances. I'd absolutely love Annie or 100 Silent Ways, but the price is just stupidly high.
Yeah. Like, and that's it. Like, it's hard to justify it at times, but then it just the bottom line is whether or not you're going to use it. And I think as someone that's got more than enough in your collection, the answer to that 9 times out of 10 is probably going to be no, with as many as you've got, unless it's something that you've kind of like etched out to say, no, I'm absolutely going to only wear that for a long time. But then it kind of like puts the rest of what you've got on the back burner. So you kind of like, you feel like you're losing out either way, because you've got like this big collection here of saying that this is what I've got, and I've got, you know, something for all kind of occasions. I've got multiple ones for different occasions. I've got a rotation for summer, winter, autumn, spring, whatever. And then you kind of go, well, actually, no, I'm going to spend all my time on this one. Then they all get fallen behind. So to me, it's just, I feel like I'm losing either way.
Yeah.
Because something's being left behind. So yeah, and I think that's what it's boiling down to for me, is that I feel like I've got too many, even though I don't really have that many.
I think as well, you know, when you spend a lot of money on a fragrance, you'll spray it, put it down, and then you're like, I've just spent 150 quid, 200 quid on that.
See, I'm not
what
like,
else am I going to do with it? I'll just put it on the shelf and that's it.
I don't feel like I'm like that. Like, if if it doesn't matter how much I've spent on it, like I'll still be like, and like it doesn't really matter to me like how many I spray it, because once I've spent it, I've spent it. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, yeah. What I mean is, you've got that 150 cash. You've just purchased the bottle. You have a few sprays, and then you just put it on the shelf and go back.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the point that I was making. It's kind of like I feel like I'm losing out either way, because if I say that I'm going to buy this really expensive one, but then I'm going to include it in my rotation, because my fragrance collection is much bigger than like 1 or 2, it's going to be ages before I get round to that again, to spray it again. So it feels like I've just not wasted, but I've kind of like invested a load of money into something that I'm not really going to get a good use out of.
Yeah.
Which is just heartbreaking, really, because considering if you go out your way and spend, let's say, like £250 on a fragrance, which is a lot of money for a bottle of smelly water, like you want to get your most out of it, right? You want to use it. I suppose it's a catch-22, really. It's a catch-22, because you kind of get to say, well, I'll spend all my time with this and then the rest get forgotten about, or I can bring it into the rotation and then it gets forgotten about as much as everything else. I suppose it's a very negative way of looking at it, but I feel like that's the only way kind of like my mind is processing it, really.
I want to do 10 comparison videos.
Maybe some people love that DNA.
Potentially.
I only buy cheapies for reviews. I never buy, E.G. Angel said, just for review, not a chance. A really great photo table or a bottle of Barry Onda was my example. Yeah. And that's the
But
thing, like you're going to get a hell of a lot more use out of that table than you
yeah,
are that fragrance, because whilst you might have that fragrance for years, like I'm talking years, you're never going to use it.
that very
You
small
might,
fragrance.
yeah, and you might and you'll be even more conscious of it because it's only a very like that. It's what 30 mil, so you'll be very conscious of it because you spent a good. I don't know how much that is. I think it's like 100 quid or something like that. So you spent 100 quid on 30 mil, and you're going to go, well, I've only got 30 mil of it, so I'm not going to use it that much. It will last for years, but how much use are you really getting out of it?
And that's why you go to perfume parlour and buy 50 mil for 12 quid.
For sure.
Because it smells very, very similar.
If you love the DNA, then buy samples.
Sorry.
Of the original, then, or you're getting the original that you liked in the first place. Yeah. I suppose it's an argument for the clones or not really, but I'd never bought €300 on anything. That's what it's like for me with Angel Share. You nailed it. It's how it's, yeah, and I suppose that's how it is for quite a lot of people, Nigel, especially if someone, like you've said, you've got like over 200 fragrances in your collection. Like there's no way, there's no way in like anyone's lifetime they're going to use all of them. You know what I mean? Like you're just not, there's not, unless you are completely overspraying all the time or you're just spraying for fun, there's no way you're going to get through them. Like there's just no way. So something's going to go kind of like unused for a long period of time if you've decided, well, I am going to use them all equally, which means that I'll get through, let's say, two wearings each year. But that's 2 wearings in a year out of 100 ml bottle. Like, even if you spray 20 sprays each wearing, that's 40 sprays out of 100 ml bottle. It's going to make a tiny dent in it. Like,
just make sure there's not a fire in your bedroom.
It's just like you're just never going to get through them. So yeah, I totally get your predicament there, Nige. But I suppose it's deciding what you want them for. If you got them all and you say, yeah, I absolutely want these all, then you've got to kind of like just crack on with it.
Or sell some and have a little nice
or you could
weekend
make the decision of saying, well, actually, if I'm only going to get two sprays, 2 uses out of them, and I'm going to spray like 5 or 6 sprays at a time, so that's what 12 in maximum 12 sprays a year. Like I might as well just sell it, even if I get a fraction of what I spend on it. Like, are you really that bothered? And you can make quite a bit of money, especially if you sell, let's say, 100 of those 200 fragrances. You sell 100 fragrances, your quid's in regardless how much you sell them for.
So I have a sort of budget of what I spend on each month, and I'm like, do I get a fragrance? But then I also like my training, so I like to have like proteins or pre-workouts, BCAs or what have you. So it's like, do I get a frag or do I get some protein? And that's my sort of dilemma through the month.
And yeah, like I said, and when you've got a collection of fragrances anyway, it becomes an easier answer every single time you ask yourself it. Do I need another fragrance? The answer 9 times out of 10 is probably going to be no, unless you want it for a specific purpose other than reviewing, right?
Let me show you. I was going to get a frag and then I bought this instead, so I'm going to go get it and show you.
Tony's just you go. Like, I'll go read through and then exactly. There's still more coming in. Where does it stop? I mean, I can't answer that question for you, mate. Like, and I suppose that you can't really kind of like rule out the fact that you kind of like the love of it. Like, it's easy to say, yeah, you've got too many in your collection. Just have to either sell them or just get on with it. But there's a reason why you've got them. There's a reason why you've got them. You like fragrances. You like collecting them. So it's kind of like the justification's already there if you've got a passion for it. Because let's be honest, like none of us would be here talking about this if you didn't kind of like love what you did in respect of collecting fragrances, or building up any collection, or just liking different fragrances. So the justification is, if you're always looking for a justification for it, there is always a justification there, because you're sinking money into a hobby that you love. It's not a hobby for everyone, but at least you kind of get on with it. So there's always that justification. But where it stops, I don't know. Maybe
So
a long, hard look in the mirror. I don't know. Outlive
100. Caged muscle. So this is my sort of super greens drink, and it's got like so many vegetables and fruits and what have you in it. This will be about 30 odd quid, and again I could probably use that for getting a nice bottle of whatever, or a couple of bottles. But then it's having that sort of deciding on what shall I spend my cash on.
Croft power strength.
Power strength.
Mate,
Cool rings.
But yeah, you do what you love. Like you spend money on what you love, and it's a hobby that we all share. Like I said, we wouldn't be talking about it if we didn't share the hobby. So there's always that justification. If there's any, you look at it and go, well, what do I want it for? You want it because you want it. You're an adult at the end of the day. You can make your own decisions, and you make your own choices. And if you want it, then you want it. If you can get it, then why not? Like there's always that argument. Like why not? It's not a great kind of like debate argument, but why not?
There's also the argument that I've got 2 children that are 5 and 4, and they're demanding laptops and iPads and phones, and like, come on, you're flipping 5. What do you need a phone for? You're not having a phone until you're like 20.
Yeah, it's like it's Grayson's birthday midway through March, and like I'm gonna get him like a new tablet and stuff, and it's like it's 150 quid, like right there. And it's at times it's kind of like priorities take priority, of course, but but like I said, the argument of, well, where does it stop, and does it have to stop? Well, if I want that, then I'll get it because I want it and I can afford it. If you can afford it, crack on. I wouldn't ever suggest putting yourself into debt by getting it just because, but if you like it, you can afford it, and it's within your budget to get it, then why not?
Yeah.
You're only gonna. I suppose the argument to that, not the argument to that is, but the kind of accompaniment to that is that if you want something and you like it and you can get it and you don't get it, you're always going to be bothered about the fact you didn't get it.
Yeah,
it's always going to bug you that you didn't get it because you had the opportunity to get it. So,
I think that's just rehab, Nigel.
But that being said, how I keep on saying I don't want this and I don't want that. They've been talking about 001 and 003 Hudson's. I really, really want some Hudson's. I really want to get them. They do the 15ml bottles, which I'm thinking about getting because, like I said, I'm never going to get through the 100ml bottles, but the 15ml bottles they do. So I'm quite tempted by that. Quite tempted. I won't lie. I mean, the worst people's hobby is yachting. If we compare spending money on exactly. It's not, and yeah, you can spend money on whatever you want.
Yeah,
whatever you want. And if anyone's got a problem with it, it's there. It's there.
Go suck it, sucker.
Yeah. Far worse things to spend your money on. Absolutely. Crack. There you go. Nick, I think that's for you, mate.
It wasn't very frisky at all. It was fucking very busy.
Just regimented. Now.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I love a bit of Werther's original.
Oh gosh. Was there anything else that you wanted to go over?
No, nothing.
Is there anything else that anyone in the chat wants to bring up as a discussion point? Other than, just if you think your collection's too big and you want to thin it down, sell it. If you don't, then that's also okay. No one's judging. No one's judging. No. No additional. No additional. Okay. Tony, yeah, I do. What would you like to talk about? Let's talk cake. I need to sell some bottles to buy some followers. It's the only way, mate. It's the only way forward.
That's the future.
The future is now.
There's many tips you can get from several people.
Tony, let's talk cake. What cake did you want to talk about? Chocolate cake, done. There you go.
I love a bit of. I was talking about cake earlier, actually. I like to put cherry bakewells in the fridge to make the icing on top a bit hard. I don't like it when they're too soggy.
Yeah, I like a stiff icing.
Hell yes.
Love a stiff eye. But for me, it's angel slices, mate. Angel slices are the one. What would you say is the perfect cake? I'm quite a simple person, Tony. Like I'm quite
a very, very well done Victoria sponge.
For me, homemade lemon drizzle. Homemade lemon drizzle is just the one for me. Like I can't ever really say no to that. That, or again, even simpler, even more simple than that, just straight up Madeira cake, like literally just plain cake, plain vanilla cake. I'm loving that shit.
Bit of a mess today, mate.
Mate, you don't even want to see what's going on underneath this hat. Like my hair is unruly in a minute, and I've got to wait at least another month and a bit before I can get my barnet chopped. And I'm questioning whether or not I should just grow the locks and just look like an absolute.
I'm finding now that the longer my hair goes, the more the greys are coming out.
Mate, my hair, grey is so bad.
Greys come in
so bad, I looked at it earlier on. It's unbelievable. Like they're everywhere.
And what's worse is I feel the greys grow a bit longer than my normal hair. So you'll have like one random
grey grows
grey
faster.
Yeah,
for some reason.
I'm like,
mate, I'm there, right there with you. It's horrible.
Charlie's nan thinks that my hair, I dye my hair. She says, it can't be that black. I'm like, well, it is.
It is, mate.
That's the colour of my hair. She's like, she thinks I'm on some like Just for Men. I'm like, no.
Mate, I'm tempted by Just for Men. I'm tempted. I'm either that or I'm just going to dye my hair a colour. Like dye my hair purple or something like that. Because like the greys are just insane. Where are we? You are simple. I am simple. I'm a simple man with simple likes, mate. I'd never buy followers, subs, etc. I have too much of a conscience, and I'd always know deep down it is cheating, mate, and no one agrees with it, and we know it happens. And cheaters never prosper. Put it that way. Cheaters never prosper. Never prosper.
Wait for the grey pubes. Very shiny, glimmer in the sun, nice reflectors.
Grey hairs does not need to work the dye on it, so it has more time to do stupid shit like grow faster. Yep. Nick, what shave just for men would you suggest? Just asking for a friend.
This shade?
Whatever shade that is. Midnight black.
Yeah, dark bleak. I just went in and went, can I have the same colour as this top, please? I'm
Mate,
right.
seriously, the greys in my hair. Like, I'm contemplating dyeing my hair like a colour.
Surely not that bad.
Mate, seriously.
I'm
Why
starting
not?
to get like the odd one come through.
No,
like
not the odd
double.
one. My beard is covered in grey hair. Like, it's far so you can't see it. My beard. I was talking about this the other day to Caroline. Like, my beard is covered in grey hairs, and because my hair, like, because it doesn't look like it's because of the light. Because my beard kind of looks like different colors, but my beard hair is really quite dark, so it shows out quite strongly. And you kind of go, that's really quite obvious.
This guy's cracking on.
Especially when you rock a beard as well. When you like walk around with a beard, like I feel like I'm going to shave it all off, but then I look ill.
Oh.
So I can't be rocking that Tash look again. Not unless it's November.
I'd rather think of becoming 2.0 Brian.
How far from each other do you live? Probably it's about half hour drive, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it's about half
like
hour.
we just live at the other side of Nottingham to each other. Like I live closer to Derby, whereas Nick's really quite into Nottingham. So yeah, it's like half hour drive. Nick, I need to know you have a sense of humor, right? You don't get triggered easily. He's the most chilled out dude you can meet.
Absolutely not.
And to be fair, like you've seen Dan, right? Like if Nick got triggered easily, there's no way he'd be friends with Dan. What? Aren't you guys like 24? I wish.
Absolutely not.
I wish. Gosh.
Add another 10 years to that.
I'm not quite there yet, but yeah, I wish I was 24.
Yeah,
I was 24.
I'm 35.
Tony, I have 6, but plucked them and now I have 12.
5 or 6 sprout through the same spot.
Whose side of Nottingham is better? Well, Nick's originally from Derby, so he'd probably say my side is better.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're looking for.
I'd probably say this side's better now. Gamston's probably better.
I don't know. Like I'm so your side of town. Like it's completely like alien to me. Like I have no idea of like where things are on your side of town because I just don't. I've never lived out there. I've never been out there, so like I don't even know it. It's quite bad, really. Yes, Tony, a boiler room. He knows. He knows. So yeah, that is reference to a bar that is hidden. It's a hidden bar.
Is that a very small bar?
Yeah, it's the one that's it's like got a secret entrance. It's like the front of it is covered in boiler. It's called Boiler. I think it was originally called Boilermaker.
Where is that again?
It's in Hockley.
Yeah.
But it's it's got boilers all around it, and it's got a hidden entrance that you go in it. People like queue down the street for it. I'm trying to start a war here. I've been watching Peaky Blinders. Oh yeah, I can't wait for that. They're filming the new season for that now. At the minute, I saw something the other day about they're filming the new season for it because they've had to put it on hold because of COVID and stuff like that, which I'm quite looking forward to. You guys live in paradise. Apparently, 3 girls to 1 boy. It used to be, mate. And I think from a student level, I think that's probably about right. But I think me and Nick are past student kind of like, we just don't go out anymore. So
Yeah.
makes no difference. I think, in
I
like
think
the
we've
population,
done that time, Nigel.
I think the population of town centre, student life, I think it is still like 3 girls to 1 boy. I think, but I remember last time I looked at that, was a very, very, very long time ago. You're in for a treat, mate. I think the last season, was kind of like the very last season is kind of like, it ends kind of like midway through a story. So like the last season and the one that they're filming now, I think the idea was kind of like a 2-parter, whereas usually every season kind of like starts and finishes. Whereas the last season kind of like it didn't finish when it ended, which is makes the wait for the next one even longer. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm in for a treat, put it that way. Right, I think we'll probably call it there then, shall we? If we've got no other topics to discuss. It's been emotional. It's been great to catch up with all you guys. Thank you for joining us. And
let's see if we can get some more people on the Kahoot.
Yeah, in Kahoot next time we want to max out so you can get 10 people on it. Want 10 people in it, because if you thought that was stressful, can you imagine with 10 people, with people changing all over the shop? It'll be madness, crazy.
Thick.
I just know the ratio was good. I didn't have facts and figures. Is Hooters still running? It absolutely is.
Tony,
I don't know now with COVID, but it was before COVID.
I used to live above Hooters with my wife before we got married. Literally downstairs
in the apartments above it.
Yeah, Hicken building with Sadie.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you lived there as well.
Yeah.
But yes, everyone, Kahoot is definitely going to be something that we're going to continue to stick with. I think the test this week has worked and everyone liked it. And it's something that we'll be sticking with, and we'll vary it up. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So we want to get as many people involved in it as we can going forward. So if you've got any ideas or any kind of topics, any specific things you want to include in it, just throw us a DM, slide into those DMs, baby.
Tony's just messaged me saying he's in town. He's just got a taxi.
But yeah, so we appreciate you you spending your Friday evening with us, or whatever time it is with you, depending on where in the world you are. We hope you have a lovely weekend. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And as Nick says in his reviews now, smell sexy. Smell sexy, baby.
Hell yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Have a
good weekend, everyone. See you later. Peace.